Hello and welcome to the first in a series of videos for Holy Week, in which we, the ministerial team of West Herts and Borders Methodist Circuit, have decided to offer something on our approach to the cross for Good Friday, just a little something for each day of Holy Week. And we'll be bringing you something of each of our ministries and the corners in which we work within this larger circuit. This first video is based on the Lent journey that we've been making through the Kings Langley, Ley Hill and HHMC corner, or our KLH corner, as we say. And what we've been doing is we've been looking at a 500-year-old Bible, and we've been considering certain supernatural aspects of the Christian faith. Most fundamentally, what we've been considering is the integration in the images in this Bible of the natural and the supernatural as a sort of a seamless continuum. Why does this matter? Well, because in our modern understanding, we make quite a big deal out of the difference between what we consider to be our daily lives and some of the more mysterious things that people experience. And there is often doubt expressed around things like miracles and people feeling that they've been touched by God, or that they've seen or felt something that was a little unworldly. Ultimately, what this 500-year-old Bible and our journey towards Lent showed us was that that is a false dichotomy. That is a false separation, because almost every human being that I've ever met, and certainly the people who responded to our videos, were quite often saying, yes, we've had lots of experience. We don't know what to attribute it to, but ultimately we have felt something. We thought perhaps God was pushing us in a certain direction. God put us in a particular place. So for all our modern understanding of the world, ultimately we decided during our time of Lent that the world hadn't changed so much in 500 years as you might expect. And this picture was the last one in our series about what we called the Mystic Bible. And within this wonderful, this image was first of all carved onto wood and then printed onto a page. And it's one of the most beautiful Bibles, but there were many, many of these images. But this was the last one that we looked at. We didn't look up what Bible reading it was from. I think it's fairly obvious. It's probably from the book of Revelations. Figures in the foreground dancing and singing to the heavenly host. We have what looks like a fairly normal landscape behind, with cities and spires. And of course, if you start to paint the picture in your head, what you get is, yes, this is probably the new heaven and the new earth forming. You can see that the figures of evil have been reconciled with the figures of good. And you also see something that perhaps we think of as a modern idea, that people of different cultures, different costumes, different backgrounds, different cities, and with the people on the rivers and everything around have all been brought together. This is a very unifying image for the end of time. This is a heaven in which all are brought together. So that's all we focused on. We spent some time praying, and we thought about how we might meditate, or how we might set aside some safe space for us to feel able to talk to God. And we looked each night, we looked at one of these images and just asked the question, what's this saying to us? How is this speaking to my modern experience? And ultimately, we decided that wisdom may be a constant throughout the ages, but we don't possess more of it now necessarily than we did 500 years ago. So this series for Lent, and now the first of these for Holy Week, is a simple plea to open-mindedness. Just because you can't explain it doesn't mean it's not real and wonderful and exciting. Just because it's something that's outside our experience doesn't mean we should shut the door on it. This is a call from the circuit, I guess, to say to everyone, look at the journey that we've been on. Look at where we've come from 500 years ago, 2,000 years ago, and the journey to the cross. and ask yourself, where am I on that journey? And what have all these people been experiencing over these 2,000 years? Mystical, physical, mental, all of it must come together in the new heaven and the new earth. And that's the image that we have before us. Thank you for listening. And I hope you will tune in again tomorrow to hear, to hear another one of these.